I know what the ghost emoji means.
Oh, I was going to say, what does the ghost emoji
I
mean?
know.
Like this. Ooh, I had a good time. Is it that?
No.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Are you ready? Did you wet your whistle?
My whistle is wet.
All right, we're going to start it. Here we go, everyone. Welcome to the Guide to Live. It's Wednesday, July 17th, and this is your weekly hangout to just talk to us about all things live streaming because you know what? We're the experts and we know what's going on. And I just really messed that up. Can we do that again?
Sure, yeah, totally.
Dude, I totally lost that. It started out so strong and then let's do that over.
That's the first
This
first
is the first
redo.
time I've ever had to redo this live.
When
I don't know
they when they
what's up.
record late night TV, here is the rules because it is live on tape.
Yeah.
If you know, like most of those late night shows are on live on tape, and basically the rule is don't restart unless something insane goes wrong.
I tried.
I'm not saying- I
was off the
I mean,
tracks.
you were tap
and
dancing over here.
I was like, where am I going with this? Pull me back in, please. All right, let's do it again.
Yeah.
And here we go.
Yeah.
This is your weekly hangout to join us to talk about live streaming with people who really know what it's like.
Because let's face it, no one really knows what you're talking about if you say you're a live creator.
Yeah, but we do. So I'm Tara, and across from me is my co-host Ben.
Mm-hmm.
And together, along with our guest, we make up the live stream. I mean, the Guide to Live team.
Yeah, the live
streaming
team.
Guide to Live team. That's right.
So today we're going to be talking about audio.
Audio.
Like the basics of live streaming audio. Because sometimes we talk about stuff that's up in our head and like the heart of live streaming and the techniques and the creativity. But some of this is just technical. Mm-hmm. You got to get the sound from your mouth into the phone somehow and out to other people. And
Yes.
TikTok takes care of the bit once it's in the phone or the device.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's varying quality. So we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, I was actually speaking about this the other day about how cool TikTok Live is because this specifically, when you use this platform, you're basically getting your own little broadcasting channel.
Yeah,
to like
your own TV station.
Your own TV station.
So as far as I understand it, in the US, there are like PBS stations where the PBS, you can kind of have your own show. Is that right? Do I know that?
UHF is like a
UHF,
channel.
okay.
It's like a kind of like AMF, AM, FM. You know how you can have like an AM channel here?
Yeah, no.
It's like free channel. Like it's the same thing.
Okay.
With TV. But I don't think people really do that anymore. I don't know if it exists anymore. To be
Okay,
honest.
so that was all that was available
Wayne
now.
and
Now
Garth
you can turn
used
it
to
on.
do it back
Who
in the
cares
day.
what happened in the past?
That's
Who cares?
done. That's done. This is a new day. This is a new dawn.
But how do we get... So it's very cool. Works really well. Fun times. You can go live streaming. To get your audio into the phone, first of all, you can turn your phone on. I think that's the most important thing is like, how do I get started? Everyone should turn their phone on and live stream.
Yes. If you don't have
it's pretty
anything
good.
extra, like a mic or anything, just turn on your phone and stream from there.
Yeah.
You know, make sure your room isn't like a big room that has echoes in it though. Like that's probably find a nice room that's like low echoes.
But you really don't need to do a lot to get going.
No.
And the reason why we say that is because there's a lot of people who don't need any of all the stuff that we're going to be talking about here. They're not going to need DJ or podcast quality audio. Someone like the Jungle Skipper or who's out at Disney or other streamers who are moving around all day in New York, like people like that, they just don't need what we're talking about.
No, not all of the equipment. Not.
So starting off and just figuring out what your stream is probably the most important thing.
Yes. And then after you've figured it out, like try it with just your phone and see how it sounds.
Yeah.
See how you sound. If you think, okay, I'm outside, the wind's hitting me, there's lots of other background sounds that's drowning me out, then maybe that's a time to think about getting a lapel mic or something.
Yeah.
Just something simple. But we're going to talk about something that's it's a little bit more in depth than just that.
So we're going to talk about interfaces. So what is an audio interface?
What is it?
So simply
It
put,
sounds like intimidating to
It's
someone who doesn't know.
it's an interface that converts an analog signal that comes, this is analog, goes into a microphone.
Analog.
All microphones convert analog into a digital format that can be read by your computer or your phone.
And then played over a speaker or some sort.
Well, that's later on. That's the phone deals with all of that, or
Yeah.
the device, but the interface is the bit between the two.
It's the thing. It's like the switchboard in between.
Yeah. So this, I want to show you. I want to show you what isn't an interface, and that some people sometimes start to get confused at the beginning. So if you pick up the Mix 5 right there,
I have one
hold
of those
that
right
up
here
for
in front of me. Gonna
yeah.
hold it up right here.
So this is sometimes I see people, particularly who come from the music world, thinking I just need to plug in a mixer, right? So this is a mixer.
This is a mixer.
And you're able
Not an
to
interface.
plug in different audio channels, and you can mix them together, and you have one output. And I've seen this multiple times. I just want to flag it as a thing not to get caught in. This is just an audio mixer, not an interface.
Not
so it's
an
going to
interface.
struggle to connect with your phone.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. So
let's throw that away.
This is not what we want. Let's throw it away.
Yeah. I thought you were going to do it then. You could have done. That would have been.
I don't damage.
Let's make a
things.
viral moment.
Oh yeah. I saw the guy who was the lead singer of Green Day, Billy Joe.
Joe.
Billy Joe was getting upset about he only had a few minutes left on his show, and it was like wherever the venue was, it was counting down his time.
Oh yeah.
I only have 1 minute left. He was like really mad. He's like, now, and he like ranted the whole minute. And then he said, I have 0 minutes left. He's like, you know what I think about that? He took his guitar off and smashed it on stage. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, those are the days. But anyway, I was thinking like I could have smashed that mixer
Yeah.
just like Billy Joe.
But what was he doing? He created a moment that you just talked about.
Made a
And now
viral
people
moment.
have said Green Day all because he did that. If he hadn't smashed his guitar, the
Yeah.
moment wouldn't have been
He
created.
didn't like being told he only had 1 minute left to play.
Yeah.
In case he wanted to do some longer, like he wanted to be like jamming on.
Jamming on.
Like a jam band. He wanted to be a jam band that night and jam on.
So let's get up another interface here. So I'm gonna bring up onto the stage the Zoom P4.
Ooh, the Zoom P4. This is a very
Okay, so what this is,
small, compact little guy.
and I'm going to
Little
this
buddy.
this is an interface that a lot of people started out with. We started out using it.
Yes,
I know
we
a lot
did.
of people in the agency have used it. The reason why, let's just talk through literally what it does.
Okay.
So if you just hold it up, because people can't really see that, this allows you to plug in 4 microphones at the top. So if you tip it down there, so we'll get into. You can see as we go through this, audio is broken up into several parts. There's the microphone that picks up your voice, which is a whole other kettle of fish.
Yes.
The wire that goes to it, the interface that Tara's holding.
Yes.
So in this
So
case,
that's 3 components right there.
Right.
Just to get your voice into the interface.
Into the thing. Mm-hmm.
You need a microphone and then you need the actual cord
Yeah.
to go back into here
yeah,
to connect the microphone to this.
yeah. So at this point, why would you need 4 inputs? Right, maybe you're not going to need 4 inputs, but this is where why we say start off live streaming, because you might want music, or you might want additional sound effects that are going on your stream. So at this point, you could plug in a microphone into this, plus an additional, could be a computer, could
So you
be,
could,
I was
you
going to
could
say
have
a
music
CD
go through.
player.
Yeah. A CD player.
Just plug in a CD player.
Oh, you
Don't
could
do that.
Plug in an 8-track.
You could be in 2024 and plug in.
8-track player.
Yeah, you can plug in anything that sends a signal, an audio signal out, so you can be playing music.
Yeah.
So now on this one, you notice there's little dials on it, so you could then turn up your microphone volume and turn down the music, or vice versa. It's designed for podcasts.
It's
this
designed,
one.
and it's actually, it's called the PodTrack P4.
Yeah,
That's
So
what this one is, the PodTrack P4.
You'll notice are you able to hold it so it's in focus? Yeah, you'll notice. I mean, it's very simple, very mobile.
Yes.
And I'm not
very
selling
compact.
this. There are several other versions.
This is not
There's an
sponsored
iRig.
by this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an iRig, which is a similar kind
Didn't
of.
we have in one of those
Yeah,
too?
we've used the iRig as well.
Yeah, we have.
And again, we're going to go into way more depth in this
Yeah.
in
and
Blue
look,
Pro.
Look how light this is. Like, literally, I'm
Yeah.
holding it with.
Now it sounds like we're selling it again.
No, but it's cool. It's cool.
So you can now turn everything up and down. You notice, hold it up one more time. There are 4 little buttons on there. These ones. boop, boop, boop. No, the 4 in a square.
Oh, these.
Yeah.
These
so
right here.
There they have some little pre-recorded samples on them.
Like
and you
sound
can load
bites.
it on and using
You could have an air
memory
horn.
card.
You could have an air horn.
You could have an air horn.
If you like me, you want an air horn.
So that's about $120.
That's the price point for that
roughly
one?
for people
For this one.
to kind of like get a benchmark on it.
Mm-hmm.
Really good piece of equipment, very robust, and all of those things. Inside it, what's happening is it's doing some processing on your voice. So it is boosting levels, it's compressing levels,
Yes.
making it sound warmer. It has settings in there so you can turn up different elements on your voice. But it's kind of built in and it's doing it. So it's going to make you sound better than just you going into your phone, assuming you've just got a reasonable, even if you had like a $20 microphone.
Yeah. Yes. Let's talk about something else other than that one.
Yeah. So you got the Rode Procaster there.
I do. I have the Rode Procaster Duo.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold that one up.
Yeah. Why don't you turn it on? It will look.
Oh, this is going
It's
to look
plugged
so
in.
cool. So the power's here.
It's got 4 different channels. This is what Terra uses for the Totally Awesome
This
Game
is the
Show.
Totally Awesome Game Show.
Yeah, so maybe you can just talk. I know it's not plugged in, but kind of roughly
Yeah.
talk through what you like, the main bits you use on it.
So first of all, you plug your microphone into here and your earphones into here, so you can hear yourself into the microphone, and you don't get that feedback loop like if you didn't have the earphones.
You could describe it for people who are not watching.
So there is a port to plug in your microphone here, and right beside of it, there's a couple of earphone jacks that you can place. And then they correlate with the different. So these little sliding bars here are your volume control for your microphones. You can even mute yourself if you need to. Like if you have to cough or something, you can mute yourself. It's like I'd be talking like this right now. I just mute myself. See, I just muted myself.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And then sound effects, music, all of that's here. So the game show, like whenever there's like music going on, I hit these buttons.
Yeah.
Theme songs there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can adjust your volume for your earphones up here. This little guy.
So really, like, gives you a lot of control over what
lot
you're
of control.
what you're doing. You
Yeah.
can have stuff loaded up for your shows, and why would you want all of that? Like we talk about it all the time. The richer, more. I mean, think about it.
The more content you have, the better, I think.
The richer the experience,
Yeah.
the better.
Yeah.
If you had a TV show that just they didn't have music on it, it's a very different
Yeah.
experience. Like music, like little stings, sound effects, all of those things go to contribute
Yeah.
to a really
Yeah.
enjoyable stream.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I always refer back to Rachel and Ross, and it's like listening to you can't watch that without the U2 song in the background, like when they're running to each other.
Wait, I don't know what you're talking about.
Can't live without you. Love.
That's your one musical moment that really
No,
like
yeah, I mean it's very. It's like it was very
it was powerful. Yeah.
really touched me back then.
Yeah. We were talking the other day, a group of people, and I think 2 people said that they cried at the Titanic.
Yeah, I cried.
And what did you say that you cried at? Which movie?
Oh, Return of the Jedi when Yoda died. I was so happy when I saw him again.
Yeah. So you really, when it comes down to interfaces, right? You're going to have to make a choice. Do you start off on something that is more manageable financially, particularly, and know that you're going to upgrade over time, or do you take a jump to something like that Rode Procaster, which is actually that's closer to $400?
Yeah.
So it's a larger investment.
Yeah. You can even record and
Yep.
store it in there. There's a memory card where you can record stuff and keep it on your actual physical file.
On the drive.
On the
yeah.
drive, yeah.
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 So basically, I would say if you've been streaming for a while, you've been doing it through your phone, it's so noticeable now, the difference between people streaming through audio interfaces
Yeah.
where it sounds good versus through the phone. First of all, just as a viewer myself, when I'm
Yeah.
scrolling, and obviously a richer, warmer, better audio is going to be statistically, let's just set aside any creativity or anything like that. Statistically, if you have something that doesn't sound good and something that does sound good, which one is going to get the most people stopping on it? All things being equal.
Yes. which one is the one? I will scroll right past the one that doesn't sound good
Right.
because I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I want to hear something that's pleasing to my ears. So I'll stay on that one.
Yeah. So just purely on that.
Yeah.
Like if we're looking for people to stop on our streams, and that is part of the game here.
Yeah.
Please stop. Please stay. And you can do that by just the quality being
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. It's like the sound of your stream can say so many words.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Put that on a t-shirt. You put that on a pair of pants down the
Dungarees.
side.
You
Yeah.
call them dungarees, like overalls.
I'm not talking about dungarees. That would be insane to make a pair.
Did you ever wear the dungarees with just one?
No,
one
I wasn't
hooked
in a
with
boy
one
band.
down? No, you didn't have to be in a boy band.
That's
for
what
that.
you did. White t-shirt, one.
That was the style for a lot of, but I was big into hip hop dancing in the 90s.
okay.
So I
Yeah.
wore that stuff because I was like hip hop dancing in that outfit.
Yeah, different scene in the UK.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We didn't, that wasn't there. I think it is time for
no.
feature or fake.
Feature or fake is my favorite time. Two of the features are real. One of them is fake, 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 fake. If you're just tuning in and you don't know what feature or fake is, this is a ongoing game that we play on every single podcast where Ben, the game master, comes up with 3 different features from a live streaming platform. And 2 of them are correct. 2 of them are actual real features. And one of them is one he's just made up. And he is the creative director of Blue. So his imagination is very vivid. I will say that. So some of the it's really hard. So right now the score it's me, and then the audience, you all get to participate, and then Ben. If we guess wrong, he wins. He gets a point. And the standing score as of right now is 2-2-1. So it's 2 for
2-2-1.
me, 2 for you all, and 1 for Ben. So Ben is not in the lead. We are tied. Me and you guys are tied.
Okay.
It's
thank
awesome.
you.
We're going to take down the game master. So without further ado, Ben, would you like to tell us about the feature fakes
Yeah.
this week?
Okay, so we've got 3 potential features.
All right.
Let's do it. Number
Yes.
1. Everyone knows about the dual camera. Do they?
The dual camera.
I hope so. Do you remember when it first came out?
And some people
And
didn't
some people-
have it, and some
everyone
people
wanted
did,
dual camera.
and everyone was so upset.
Everyone
but I was like,
wanted
it's
it.
beta. It's being beta tested. You're just not in the test that's getting it right now.
And for a long time, there was the little square there with the corners.
Yeah.
And then there was a
round
circle.
circle.
And again, remember this: not everyone gets all of these
Yeah.
features. So you may not have it. Doesn't mean it's not fake. So
Yeah.
feature number 1 is the dual camera has just introduced star mode.
What?
You can have yourself in a star
Oh,
rather
now-
than the circle.
That's kind of weird because I don't think my face would fit in a star.
Well, it's obviously big enough that it's not like one of those plunging, pointy ones.
What if your face went into it and it became the shape of a star?
Yeah, AI reconfigures your face to it.
You look like the Carl's Jr. star.
Feature number 2, you can promote your stream in the 3 following ways.
Okay.
So when everyone knows about the promote function, you can choose where it goes. So you can choose to get more product purchases, you can choose more live viewers, or you can choose more live followers.
Okay.
So that's number 2, 3 ways to promote your streams.
Okay.
And number 3, you can go in and copy your subscription link. So you have your live subscription link. You have a hard link, which you can then just go post anywhere on the internet.
Oh, so because nothing
On
on
Instagram.
nothing on there is you're able to cut and paste. But so now you can copy your link and paste it anywhere for your subscription.
Exactly. I've just started a poll. So
This
it's not
one's a hard one this time.
1, 2, or 3. Dual camera star shape. So what we're doing, remember, is you are identifying which one of those is the fake. 2 of them are real. 1 of them is fake. I want you
2
to
of them
tell
are
me
real,
which one it is.
one of them's fake. 2 of them are real, and 1 of them is fake. Reach out and touch someone. That was the little jingle for the telephone company back in the day. Reach out and touch someone.
That's nice.
Nowadays, you can't say that.
Can't say that now.
You can't, like, may I reach out, and may I touch someone?
You can't ask someone else if you can touch someone else. That doesn't work either. You're just making someone else complicit in your inappropriate touching.
The jingles from back in the day you cannot say them this day and age.
Yeah.
They're not appropriate.
Alrighty. The poll has ended.
Okay.
It is time to reveal the winners of
I get
Feature
to
or
go
Fake.
first, remember? Because
So
I
I'm
can't
gonna-
see the poll.
I'm going to come to Tara. If you could talk me through your thinking, which one is the feature and which
Okay.
one is the fake?
So I think the features that are actually real features are the promoting,
Okay.
choosing
3 ways to promote.
3 ways to promote. And I think that the subscription being copied and pasted and stuff, that's real. I don't think that there's a star shaped.
Okay.
I just think that's silly.
You think it's silly?
I think it's silly. It just makes me think silly.
Okay. Let's go and check the poll here.
What do you guys think?
Oh, it's a landslide.
You
It
guys,
is a landslide.
Oh, I see. Everyone else thinks the same as me.
Dual camera
Well, mostly,
star
yeah.
shape is firmly the crowd's favorite.
Yeah, to be
as
a fake.
The fake.
Yeah.
Nobody said that copying the live sublink is a fake.
They said 0 people.
So let's get into it. And I'm going to start there. Everyone is correct. That is copying the live sublink is a feature you can use.
Yes.
So congratulations. No one chose that.
Yay!
No one in the audience chose it. Tara didn't choose it. Which means we'll do
Right.
the dual camera star shape.
Okay.
Is it a feature or is it a fake? That one is the fake.
Yes.
You all did it.
That's another win for us, guys. Guess what that means?
Yeah. That means
That's what that means.
the birthday horn is getting confusing. Is it the birthday horn?
I need 2 different horns. I need to put another
Hazel
sound
got the
in.
birthday horn. We need another sound and it can't be like a cricket. So that means that it is true. You can promote your stream in 3 different ways.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But remember that when we talk about promoting streams, like
So what are the 3 different ways you can...
you can promote and try and get more products sold. Boo.
That's good if you're doing a TikTok shop stream.
Yeah, sure. You can try and promote and get more followers, or you can try and promote and get more viewers.
Yes. So
But as we've said before, with
viewers
the promote,
don't mean that their views don't mean that they're going to follow. And they
yeah,
don't-
so it's kind of loosely saying
Yeah.
you're going to get more viewers, but really what you're going to do is get more impressions.
Yeah.
And then it's your job to turn them into viewers.
Yeah, that is the truth.
But congratulations,
Yeah.
everyone. That means it is now 3-3-1. 3 to the audience, 3 to Tara,
3-3-1.
and 1 point to me.
Kicking boots. That means booties.
Have you ever said that before?
No, but there's an old phrase from the 90s with boots and
What a great time to bring
and
out
not
the boots.
kicking, but
the
doing
boot.
something else.
There's some congratulations to everyone who chose the correct shape on Feature or Fake.
Yay.
We're going to move on to the question of the day today.
Yes. Question of the day.
And if you listen to this, so we record this podcast twice a
Twice
week.
a week.
Mondays and Wednesdays goes out in the normal places you get podcasts, but there are some additional fun sound effects added into it.
Yes.
And the one that was posted on Monday or yesterday, Monday's recording, has a little song that Tara sung, which makes it's the Feature or Fake theme song right now. I wouldn't say it's high art. It's not high art, but it's art.
It's art.
So, question of the day
Tick tock and you don't stop.
comes from Saul Gravy.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, in short, they're asking what is the best time to stream, but I'm going to read out the whole question because I think it's really relevant and it's something that we keep getting time and time again. It's like, when's the best time to stream? They say, I'm curious about all y'all's thoughts on a Friday night stream. I see a lot of the big gaming streamers do family-friendly Fridays, starting to wonder if there's something to that and if it'd be worth doing myself. I mainly do comedy, so that's not intended for all ages. So I felt like Fridays are particularly slow.
Yes. That reminds me of TGI Friday back in the day when we were younger and that like network television. I like to compare this to network television and audience because to me, I feel like it's very similar. There's a transition of watching network TV to watching this stuff now, like live streaming.
Right.
And I think on Fridays was when we had all the family shows like Full House, Family Matters, I forget, Family Ties. Like all of those shows came on Friday because like the people who weren't stuck at home with the families were out doing stuff.
Right.
So it makes sense why family-friendly Fridays are going on.
Yeah. I think as a broad way of looking at this is like you don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel. There's definitely some differences that we're going to talk about in terms of like when and answering that question. But the broad strokes is like, when did TV do it? Because they've spent a long time figuring out when people are around and available.
Yeah.
So the difference being that that was on televisions which were fixed in a room.
Right. Now people can be available anywhere if they have a mobile device.
Right. So that is part of a core difference.
Yeah.
But there are still times of day that people do things.
Right.
People roughly eat at the same time.
They go to their kids' sports activities.
Yeah.
They go to shows. They go out on dates. They go out with their friends.
They drive home.
drive home from work. They drive to work. They commute. You know, there's lots of times when people can't. Or you're like doing a thing. It's like the family thing. Like you're doing a family weekend thing. You might have your phone on you, but that doesn't mean you can like get on your phone and start like scrolling.
Yeah.
Scrolling.
So there are the obvious times. Obviously, now you have to take into account time zones in the US.
Yeah.
Probably the easiest thing to do. Generally, your stream gets sent out to the people that are closest to you
so-
first. So if in doubt, just consider like prime time,
your
time zone.
Yes.
Right.
That's the majority of where your stream will be sent to.
So here's the complexity to this, right? So it depends on what you're trying to do and gain, because there is also a factor where there's a lot of live streamers who come on in the evenings. Live streaming, there's more live streamers, and the bigger streamers tend to be streaming in the early evening through to late night.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4 a.m. in some cases.
I wouldn't call that late night. I call that early.
Well, so I'm saying from like 8 p.m. through
break of dawn.
to kind of the break of dawn.
TikTok and you don't stop.
That was what you did earlier.
Yeah.
I missed it.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
It's okay.
I would have just started beatboxing, but we're in the middle of something, so I won't right now. But if you listen on next Monday, I will definitely beatbox for
Yeah, he
everyone
won't.
here. Follow for that, please. What were we talking about? Oh,
Going out where your initial stream gets broadcast.
So there are more streamers on. So there's actually more
the later
competition
evenings,
and audience being sucked up by larger streamers in the evenings. So there's definitely a school of thought that, particularly as you're starting out, a little bit earlier in the day means that there's less competition. But then what do you do? Do you stay at that time because that was the initial audience that you got?
Yeah.
Or do you explore times?
Yeah. I always say explore.
Yeah.
Explore. See what you find. If you notice that you're getting more interaction at a certain time, then that you might get less views, but you're getting more engagement. That's a positive sign. Like that's something I would definitely do more of, I think, for me, as from a professional point of view.
Yeah. Because the thing, it will turn into the views.
It will.
And we're not, so I mean, just to reel it all the way back, and we've been talking about this now for months, it isn't about the number of views,
No,
the
it's
number
not.
of concurrent viewers.
It is not.
Like we see people doing exceptionally well with lower view numbers. And things have changed over the years, over the last 2 years.
I've had several creators come up to me and they're like, I hear a lot about views being low, and mine are low too. And I'm very engaging. I have a very high engaging stream. And it's like I have higher numbers, but it's nothing like I was getting before.
Yeah.
She's like, but guess what? I'm making more.
Right.
I might have lower numbers, but I'm making more. It's more engaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I think that's becoming more of the norm. You also got to look at the number over time as well. Remember, the format isn't for necessarily people sticking around for long periods of
Right.
time. I know there are people like the audience here, you watching, you're sticking around, and we love that. And I know all of your communities, you have people who are there for the whole stream, whether that's an hour or 5 hours. But most people are looking for shorter 5-10 minute bursts of entertainment.
Like even less than that, 2 to 3 minutes is like
Right.
the average
Yeah.
like amount of time people are watching your stream at a specific time.
Yeah.
They might leave and then find you again and watch for a little bit longer, you
Yeah.
know? So that is also possible.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can see people kind of saying this, the same there. It's like the view numbers aren't necessarily up, but the engagement is up. And really think about it at its core, like live streaming is the goal to get tens of thousands viewers concurrently. Like maybe there'll be a time in the future when it's so big and so popular that that's totally plausible for the larger streamers. But really what you're looking to do is build an audience that is
Building a
large enough to
community.
sustain you.
Yeah.
And there is that idea of the 1,000 true fans.
1,000 true fans.
If you don't know that theory, I forget if anyone with a better memory than me can drop it in the chat. That would be really useful. But the 1,000 true fans is kind of like a proposition that as a creator, if you had 1,000 people engage in everything that you do, buy everything that you do, come to the shows, buy the merch, get the t-shirt, contribute in that way, that's what you need to have a sustainable career. Like obviously, I think it's a throwaway number, but the point is it's not 100,000. We're not talking about followers here. We're talking about people who are engaged in your stream, in your community.
Yeah. And I think, you know, when live was a lot newer and there weren't as many users on the platform and there weren't as many viewers, the audience share was like it was less people, and it was like you got more of the audience share. Like the pieces of the pie were bigger then.
Yeah.
And it's just over time it's gotten lower and lower. And that is not what makes you successful. Having a lot of people watching you on live is not like that is not the success.
Yeah.
Like your concurrent viewers are not your success. That's not the tag.
Yeah.
What is successful is the community that you've developed. And how hard, can you imagine how hard it would be if you had a large community of thousands and thousands of people like that were actively engaged all the time? Like how hard of a job that would be?
Yeah, it's very difficult because it's nice to have 10,000 people come to a gig, one, because you get paid a lot in that one moment. I'm talking about gigs or theatre.
Yeah.
But you're not having to engage with them all. Whereas this is you are better off engaging with a larger group of people. So there is a limit to when it becomes like the interaction becomes like diminishing returns. I'm not quite sure what that is. It's different for everybody.
Like when you go to a big show, I know I love like certain artists, and I've been to when they were just performing in like a bar and it was like 30, 40 people, you know? And then I've been to when they were like in an arena, and I'm like, the intimacy, it's not the same. Like I liked it better when it was a smaller community.
You like to be able to get on stage and try and get a drumstick.
Get a little massage in. No, I'm just kidding.
What are you talking about?
I used to do massages.
No, that's
I
true.
used to actually do massage for the music artists that would come into the local venue because I was a massage therapist at the time.
Give us a couple of names who you've given a rub.
I don't think I should do that because I don't think I'm supposed to talk about who I've given massages to. It's like a client massage.
It's the masseuse's code.
Yes. But I will say one of them was a something.
You're about to just give it away.
Something had the name creator in the title.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Music artist that's a great extra little game.
Yeah.
Who has Tara massaged?
That's probably
in
the
the
most famous one. Yeah.
I think it's time to wrap up, Tara, on that bombshell.
Right.
Thanks everybody for listening to the Guide to Live. We had a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing this.
Yeah.
Congratulations, everyone.
Thanks for
Feature or
coming and
Fake.
hanging out with us and playing games and getting all the new information.
Yeah, and if you're in Blue Pro, there's a lot of announcements coming. What's coming up next week as well over the next couple of days. So just keep an eye. So the calendar keeps churning in with more and more stuff.
More and more events to find.
Yeah,
Yes.
can't wait to hang out with you again. Speak to you soon.
All right. See you, everyone.
Cheerio. Bye.